I literally just want to stab you. Bro, I just want to stab you. Dude, stop running away. I'm just gonna stab you. I am just gonna stab you. I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I don't know. Am I killing them? Do they die in 3 seconds? Did I die? Everyone's so shocked that I died. What? I didn't know that would happen.
Here's my theory on what happened.
Yeah,
I
well, if I'm
believe
being
there's
straight-
only one copycat remaining.
No.
I think number one tried to prime a bomb, but couldn't pass it off in time and ended up exploding. And their copycat.
It's so much worse than that.
And now
I didn't know I had to pass it on.
First of all, the theory that he exploded himself, very possible. He would, right? But if not, the people who I
Stop!
saw in the
Stop!
venue were 6 and
Why?
9, and I
Stop
think 8
clocking
said
me,
that they were lagging,
guys!
So whatever.
Stop, stop. Hey.
Being
whoa.
in a group is like.
I'm not dying first again. Stop. Don't
Can
do
I
that.
not run?
You don't have to tell that to everyone, you know. Not everyone has to know that.
Didn't die. Wait, Cathartic, what if I'm the conspirator and you die right now? Because I know what
What?
you are.
Can they do that? I'm voting
What?
Aki. I voted Aki.
Wait, no, I cannot do that. Wait, why were you so fast with that?
I have a bomb. I have a bomb. I have a
Get away,
bomb.
get away,
I
get
have
away,
a
get
bomb.
away. Hey, do not touch me. Do not touch me.
Do you wanna die the same way?
No, 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 no. Stop, stop, stop,
Hearing.
stop. Hey, 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 hey. I hate that.
I have a bomb. I have a bomb. I have a bomb.
Shut up. I'm
Somebody
not
help me,
falling
I
for
have a
that again.
bomb. Somebody help me, I have a bomb.
Guy found a rock that looks exactly like bread.
I'd eat that rock. No, that's fucking Batman. That's Bro, that's Batcat. That is Batcat. Look at that. They got the mask. Meow, meow, meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. Yes, Bullet, that was me. That was me. Nice. 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 She's crawling to the exit, bro. That's so funny. Bro, what? Wait, Kim Dokcha? Oh, dude, an Orv fan. I love Orv. Holy shit, I'm the fucking best. Oh my god, you guys see that? You see that? Oh shit. Alright, that's... You know what? My bad, gang. I just lost all that aura I got. I just lost all of it. Nice. Nice. Alright, nice. We got the 4K. Let's go. So I tried out Norton for the first time, and I have to say, I think he really rocks. Yeah, so I made some mistakes, you know, again, not super good with him yet. Just trying out for the first time. I didn't even see that melee, honestly. I'm just kind of blind, apparently. But I was able to pull out enough tricks that I won the game. So I just wanted to show you some very mid-Fool's Gold gameplay with some very cool moments. I don't know if it's cool to you guys, but it was cool to me. I apparently can't aim. Good thing I'm not an FPS player, because, oh my god, I would not make it. Good thing that I'm not the only one that sucks, though. Because this Acrobat... very ambitious vault, let's just say that. I take Giant Claw on him because I know he has a really, really good basement camp. So, I want to abuse that as much as I can and go to a basement. Weepy comes out of nowhere with a rocket, very surprised. We longingly stare into each other's eyes for a little bit before I just hit him, and then he rockets for some reason. I think he was trying to stun me. I don't think he was expecting me to swing. I mess up my blink. Weepy still goes down for that. That's not too bad. He only has one rocket left, which is kind of important later. So I just follow that acrobat, missing most of my pickaxes. Getting one, though. I get some eventually. Yeah, no, Red's playing it super well right now. He's avoiding my pickaxes. He's not going through things when he shouldn't. I get a massive predict off right there and just pull it back at the exact right moment that I need to. But it's still looking pretty bad right now because it is still only his second chair, and ciphers are pretty decent right now. Not the best, but not the worst. I do see the child eventually does come to rescue. I intimidatingly put up my rock right there, and I try and time it just right so that she doesn't get the save off. And it works. I do take Control Freak, by the way, because again, I know his chair camp is insane. So again, I want to abuse that as much as I can. And I get that down as well, and lo and behold, she goes right back down into basement as well. I'm able to hard cut off this Sweepy right now. He uses his last rocket. I just try and smack him off of it, which I do. He gets the stun, but it doesn't really matter, right? Because he can't make it into basement. So now I know how the melee has to come save. I see her right there, or you think I see her right there. I got scared of a shadow over there and I thought she was there. Eventually I do end up finding her going down into basement. And she makes that. But she doesn't make the save. Yeah, at this point, it's pretty much just GG's, right? There's nothing that they can do. And she goes down as well. He is decoding a cipher, and I just TP on him. And they surrender. Good game! I don't know, I'm still not sure who I want my main to be, but he's definitely a front runner. I'm having a lot of fun with him. This perfumer was unbearably bad. 2 puns in a row, I'm on a hot streak. Let's go. Same map, too. You guys are just watching the same video over and over again. Anyway, yeah. The perfumer buff, that was clickbait, by the way. The perfumer buff was Regis. I still disagree with it. She just, I don't know. She just didn't know how to play. Already down. We're like 20 seconds in, she's already done. Mind you, ciphers are all halfway done. Crazy with that kite. So she's on chair, and I instantly just warp over to the coordinator to disrupt the decoding. I get a pretty early hit, actually, which is really good for me. So now I'm trying to stuff this rescue. That's what's happening now. So I suck her back. See me trying to wrap around the tree, but I don't quite get it. She does end up flaring. Watch again this perfumer. She's relying way too much on that buff, or it's a misclick. I'm not really sure which one. And then she slow vaults. I don't know. Back on chair again. This time it's the archer that's going to come for the save. I swing there, and she runs backwards. She runs backwards, so I know that the coordinator is coming for the save because there's no way the archer would make that. And that pissed me off. If you don't know what upset me, that was the new chair rescue buff that saved her right there. I know 0.14 seconds doesn't seem like a lot, but that 0.14 seconds saved her, and it delayed the game. Quite a bit, actually. So I just get the archer down as well, and now that's 1 gone and 1 on chair. And the cord is going to save while I am not looking. My back is turned because I am a stupid baka. That's okay. Archer's not hitting her shots. I'm pretty sure at one point I was standing still and she missed that shot. Not even just like she just didn't hit the center, but I think she just completely missed it. Gotta love the new season, dude. Also, I do want to point out how bad a lot of these people have played, and look at the ciphers. Cypher Rush is absolutely just crazy right now. I don't know what else to say besides that. She might be new to Archer. I might be giving her too much flack. This perfumer might be new to Perfumer too. That might just be a team full of people that are new to the game, which is fine. My content's all satire. Also, huge shout out to this psych for decoding 4 ciphers. I don't know if anyone noticed that. That psych was the fucking decoding machine. Carried the team despite their team's best efforts to lose. Yeah, I mean, that's just the end of the game. GG's. I just let the psych go. She earned it. She deserved it. Yeah, GG's. It takes 2 to tango. And this Seer and Postman are terrible dancers because they tangoed their way right down to a 0 win rate. Fail after fail, which kind of happens sometimes. And it's always funny to watch. That's why I don't show my Survivor gameplay, because you would all laugh at me. I'm sure in another life, this Postman was me as a spirit animal getting terror shocked right there. Not that I've ever been terror shocked. Not that that's ever happened. But just hypothetically speaking, of course. Then I bring him over to this chair for 2 reasons. 1, I think it's a better area just to be in for me. Now that I'm thinking about it though, not really, because he already used both the pallets there. But the other reason is more important. It's because Seer was decoding here. I'm disrupting decoding, basically. Seer wastes his owl, and Postman goes down anyway because there's no tide. He is running with his head off. He is not going in a straight line, and I don't know why. I wait for Flywheel, and I down him. Here to see that the perfumer is here now. Going for the save. but my swing control is out of this world. So goes down anyway. That is his final chair. Really, really early. Now you can see this chair is almost done healing, but I don't think he reses because he would just go down. I'm body blocking her because I want to get rid of her bubble, so I'm just trying to stall for time and pull her back. And I could have tried to go for the terror shock. That actually probably would have been the better play, but I didn't. I just didn't do that. Against Seer throwing, he's going in the wrong direction. They should be splitting up, so it's harder for me to find the Seer once he goes down. Instead, he just hangs out. And maybe I played Joseph too many times because I didn't see him. Yeah, I eventually did. I turned around. I chair both of them, and then obviously the Perfumer is coming for the save. I just warp over. And wait for her to throw down that pallet so I can just stop it. Seer still doesn't have a bird, even though he's on last chair. And then Seer goes down. And that is his last chair. Perfumer's body blocking, which is fine. She gets that body block off and leaves. So, it's just a win. Gardener goes down right here. And then I just let the Perfumer go because I'm nice. I definitely could have got her if I wanted, but I just wanted to let her go. I knew who it was, so I didn't mind. And I always just like giving one out anyway. So yeah, GG's. As a wise philosopher once said, together we are IDV. Another Fool's Gold game. Having a lot of fun with him. I'm kind of just learning, and I thought it would be fun to share that learning experience with everyone. What the fuck does that mean? It means that I'm just gonna tell you guys what I think I should be doing, and if I'm wrong, I'm sure someone will yell at me in the comments, and yeah, maybe you can learn something. Probably not if you're a Fool's Gold main, but if you don't play Fool's Gold, maybe you'll learn something. So right here, I just pickaxed the middle ahead of time so that if she wanted to loop this area again, I would have an easy time just chipping her. And you'll notice here that I know that she has her flare, and I hide behind the pillar. Now, that reaction time was very slow. She definitely saw me hide behind that pillar, and I just lost all my aura right there. And then I gained it back by downing her. So here they implement a strategy where they proc my tinnitus so I don't feel comfortable leaving to go harass, but I also don't ever find them because all they're doing is staying in my tinnitus range. So they get a lot of progress off that, and they successfully sell the cord all the way through. She doesn't even have a flare anymore. She's kind of useless. It was the right choice. But I eventually do find the Gravekeeper. Impulsive swing right there. Honestly, I think a lot more hunters should be long hitting, just in general, because I think long hits are really good. Second shovel is gone, and I think the Gravekeeper's lagging. I think he keeps pinging his MS, which is really high. And something I've started doing, if you're wondering why I just threw my pickaxe at his chair for no reason, is because I didn't know this for like the longest time, but the unstable ground, you throw an axe at something that has the purple stuff on the ground, it will deal damage on impact instead of just being pulled back. I didn't know that for the longest time, and I keep forgetting I need to use that when dealing with chairs. I turn around and see the Priestess, and it is her sit. And my lovely, lovely trump card, Oh How I Love You, lets me stuff the rescue, because once she gets hit, she can't really go for the save, right? I chase her all the way to shore, and I put up that rock. It doesn't really do anything, because she just keeps beelining it to her long portal, which could have been scary if I didn't hit that like the goat I am. And that's GG's, they surrender, that is the end of the game. I don't know if you learned something, I'm trying to get better with them, I hope it's not too bad, but yeah, GG's. As a survivor, there's nothing more satisfying than taking on a hunter raw and coming out on top. Obviously, I didn't completely kite him raw, but I used up all of my items really early, so it was kind of like a raw kite for most of it. Doing survivor content because my stream begged me to do this, so here we are, they reached the goal, and I'm making survivor video in the same style that I make my hunter videos. Sorry that my survivor gameplay is not nearly as good as my hunter gameplay, but it's probably one of my better matches, so I'm showing this to you guys. You can see that I've already used 2 shoulder pads, so I only have 1 left, and it's gone. I'm already out, and so now I just have to basically work with my raw kiting ability. I'm just waiting, we're just having a staring contest. We're looking lovingly into each other's eyes, because he can't hit me while he's in his Sonic mode. And notice I don't drop down because I don't want to reset his hit recovery, but he also blinked to get that, so I could just loop him in the same area. And I'm being careful not to get hit by that swirly durly or whatever the hell that thing is. And so I'm just making my rounds, going from one kiting area to another. I see I have a good bit of distance. I can probably make it to this till he cue balls himself. I see that he comes out of ball form, so I can just vault that right there. Being extremely careful not to get caught in that swirly durly. Yeah, I don't know what it's called, so you're just gonna deal with that name for now. Easy pallet stun. Easy. I'm literally the best survivor to ever exist. Never been terror shocked in my entire life. He puts that indicator there, so I just dip out, and he puts a connector there as well, so I leave again. And the last pallet stun of the game, that was enough for him to quit. He leaves me. He doesn't want to deal with me anymore, and he chases someone else. That's it. It's a pretty clean win. We don't all get out, but yeah, GG's. I think it was just me and Venus duo queuing, so obviously that's her cowboy. And, or the bonus clip, where we do all get out because of my brilliance. My big mind, and it wasn't even close. She stood no chance. People say this was close, but no. There is no chance I was ever going to fuck this up. Clearly. Look at this. Look at that. Not even close. And we all get out with Tide. GG's. Wow. If this does well, maybe I'll do more. I don't have a lot of Survivor clips though, so we'll see. Everything I said before I take back. You can't do no takesies backsies. I've already taken it back. A week ago I said I was not that good at Fool's Gold, but I've changed my mind. I'm now the best Fool's Gold player to ever exist. In this week I went through Metamorphosis. I had a winning streak and now my ego is more inflated than a hot air balloon. Watch that hit. Sick. No one else could pull off something like that. No one but me. Seriously though, I feel like I've been doing pretty good with Fool's Gold lately. That winning streak was real. I have been doing pretty good, I feel like. I've been picking up on some tricks, especially chair camp. As you'll see in this game, has been doing pretty well lately. Something I'm still struggling with is like spawns, because right now a lot of my spawns that I use are the ones that I use for Night Watch, and that's not necessarily good. But yeah, no, this one seemed fine. Right there, I'm breaking that pallet and just letting it run through, so I can do 2 birds with 1 stone. Get it? 2 birds with 1 stone. Because the seer bird and then Norton, these rocks. Yeah, we like to joke a little bit here. It's just some humor, you know, some hunter humor. And yeah, she did a bad flywheel, and I got her down. Batter here for the save. I don't know what that swing was, but I get it on the 2nd try. And now he's going to try and hurt us, which is obvious. That's okay. Little girl is here though. That's not fun. She hops onto the psych. I do down her before any shenanigans happens. I blink to get that batter down, totally worth my blink. And you'll notice here that I swap to teleport right away. I don't talk about this much because I haven't taken trump card a lot, but I switch right away because the cooldown is shorter for teleport than it is blink. You don't always want to do that, sometimes you want to keep the versatility, but in this game I felt like it was worth it. Now I'm picking up the batter just to try and deter the little girl away from rescuing, and it would have worked too, if it weren't for Seer and these meddling kids. But now watch this. Watch my chair camp gameplay. And watching the timer. Nice. So that right there, I'm doing the same thing I did with Night Watch, where I just watch the timer. I'm not actually watching the survivors. I look at the timer because I know they're going to base their rescue off the time of the chair. Not always, but it works a lot more than you would think it does. I switch onto the Seer because he was 3/4 down instead of just half. They healed the batter, now he's coming for the save. It takes me 10 billion years to get that rock onto the Cypher, and little girl leaves the Cypher anyway. And now, the moment of truth. Again, I'm watching that timer, but I'm also watching the Seer, right? I don't want to get hit by his ball, but I know he's going to try and rescue beforehand. Terror shock him. Oh, and then we have a surprise visit from the child. Alright, GG's. Obviously there's nothing I can do. And there's still going to be some Night Watch content. I'm not completely abandoning that, but there will be more Fool's Gold content. So I hope you like both of those people, because you'll be seeing both of those types of videos from me. And I'm going to be on vacation for like 3 weeks, so I probably won't get an S badge, but we'll see. This game, Andrew wasn't the Gravekeeper. I was. I was the keeper of his grave. Because I beat him in this game. And put him in the grave. His grave. Yeah. Anyway, going for rescues first is a very, very risky thing to do, but it can also be a very, very rewarding thing to do. Generally, their kits don't refresh, so once they use items, they are out, but generally those items are better than other survivors. But the reward is that generally because of that, their rebounds are usually a lot worse, and no one else probably is carrying Tide, though that one's not as reliable. I've seen fucking acrobats carry Tide. I've seen a fucking lawyer carry Tide. Shit gets crazy sometimes. But yeah, so very risky thing to do, but if you can pull it off, it is very, very rewarding. I get that sick ass terror shock, and now someone is going to be forced to save. And you're gonna notice I went for the Gravekeeper even though they have 2 decoders. 2 very good decoders, mind you. That's because I just feel like it's worth it. But you have to be very hyper aware that they have 2 decoders. I don't know what that interaction was, just poggies, you know? I got that hit. Look at that. Let's focus on that, guys. Anyway, I stuff this rescue and make it so that she can no longer save. So I see the Seer, and I'm going to feign using her as a weapon to drive him away, and then I'm going to put her on the chair for even more pressure. That's something that you have to keep in mind if you do something like this, especially if they have 2 decoders like they do now. You have to keep up pressure. I get that hit so I can focus on Mech's chair and force Feral Lady to save or force a heal. I'm forcing them to act so I can react. Mech is trying to heal the Gravekeeper, and Gravekeeper's on last chair, so I don't mind just staying on him like this. Now, Seer had to go rescue. Notice there's only 1 person decoding right now. It's the Feral Lady. And for some reason, Mech decided to run over to me. And so I just get that down. And I'm going to chair her into the corner because this is a much better chair for me. I like this one a lot more than the other one. And you'll notice I'm not going to stick around. I'm just going to pressure that other Cypher. You got to stay heavy on the pressure. Because Seer is half, right? So what happens after I down the Seer? Feral Lady's going to have to come rescue. And who's going to have to decode? Mech. But her decoding right now is ass dookie. Her decoding right now is, I think, like 60%? Only 35 times 2. No, it's 40%. Decoding right now is 40%. It's awful. Instead of decoding, though, I think she's healing, which I'm also okay with. Good pallet stun from the Feral Lady. I really hate Feral Lady. Perma Invis is crazy, man. So I see that the Mech healed. Notice, oh yeah, okay, so she wasn't decoding this whole time, and recognize that I have a lot more time than I thought I did initially. Wait out the bird and get the down. Now, the situation is a little bit different. I actually probably should have cheered right there, but it's whatever. So now Mech is gonna save while Pharaoh's decoding. Pharaoh has a lot better decoding than Mech, especially because there's a Cypher she's taking from. So I tried and go and cut off the Mech, realized she was not there, and so I go back. Now, right here, it does not matter who I get because they're both last chair. And I'm going over to the Feral Lady Cypher to pressure it. I guess George was there. Didn't really notice that at the time. I just want to pressure the Cypher. And honestly, I'm just down in the Seer for a quicker game. That's really it. I cheer Seer, and then I want to surrender, but I think they surrendered before me. So I ended up getting the 4K. Some poggies. Yeah, good game. I was tricked, fooled, bamboozled, deceived, duped, suckered, gold, teased, misinformed, beguiled, buffooned, bluffed, hoaxed, misguided, cheated, juggled, strung along, gaffed, burned, and worst of all, hoodwinked. I thought their spawn was a golden opportunity for me to get someone into a terrible area and start the game out really well with an early down. Little did I know it was the mercenary, so I didn't do that. And then I went to go for the little girl because she was in the other direction. I was like, okay, I can just chase whoever is in shack. Little did I know, she just TP'd away, but thank God this barmaid was here to save my game. Almost instant down. Thank you, my beloved. I'm looking around for whoever's going to save. Obviously, it's going to be the merc. I didn't see him until he was already there, which was weird. And again, just trying to get that after half save like you always do with Fool's Gold. I get that barmaid down, so I try and get an extra hit on the mercenary, but to no avail, which is alright. I chase her over here where the child is, and I put my rock down, and now I'm just trying to scope out the little girl and get a chip hit before she goes for the save. I don't, and that's fine. Notice, barmaid still hasn't taken her drink. She's in a dry spell right now. Just wasn't thirsty, I guess. Never even attempted it. I didn't give her time to be fair. But that's really good for me. Maybe she was just saving it for next game, right? After she's down and out for the count, I hop on this Merc's Cypher. And he uses his last shoulder pad right there. Goes in a direction I did not think he was going to go. I don't know if that was planned or not, but that was pretty good. And now we're going to be playing Keep Away. That's what this game is. Because if you look at this game, you're going to think, oh, it's kind of a tie, huh? And they just kind of get the tie. I don't have really P. They just pop that Cypher and go. But no, I played best game of IDV of my entire life. I'm letting the Merc go because I want him to self-heal. One, Merc has a really slow heal, and two, having people self-heal at the end of the game is really good for you. So, I just smacked the child. Now she's one chip away, and there it is. I get that off. Now Composer is half, Merc self-healed, we note that, and we just chase the Composer. I get a good chip there, and then he uses his ability. And tough cookies for me, I just decide I should probably go back to the Cypher. As the Merc got up, he might be priming it, or the child might be going back to it till she got up. In any case, I wanted to come back to it. Now, you'll notice the Merc is healing, and he waits to pop the heal from the syringe he got. Eventually he will. They won't be in my line of sight, so I actually think that the little girl healed him. Right now, he pops it, and so I think the child healed him. She didn't. That's not what I'm thinking. I chair Composer right next to the Cypher for extra pressure, and I see the child decoding in the shack, so I pop my axe and just down her really quick. Merc's here coming for the save. He almost got that bait for the chair hit. Didn't quite work. I'm chasing the Merc for two reasons. One, he uses self-heal, and two, he doesn't have any escape abilities. The Composer still does. I TP over to the Composer, and honestly, he might have been a good idea for him to keep decoding. I don't know. He might have got that off, he might have popped it, and they still might have been able to get a tie. Because I did TP over there. Not super likely, but it would have been better than what they did do. But yeah, that's the end of the game. GG's. Do you like to gamble on IDV? I'm here to tell you how to use your money the most efficient way possible. I wanted to make a video for you, yes, you, not my fanbase, not anyone else, you specifically, on how to spend your money in the most efficient way possible to get the most bang for your buck on the hit asymmetrical horror game Identity V. Did you know that the most efficient way to buy echoes in the shop is through the $10 rewards? If you buy the $10 rewards over and over again, you will have the most echoes versus if you buy any other package. Now let's say you want to figure that out yourself rather than taking my word for it. How would you do that? What you could do is add the base and then the bonus reward and divide that by how much it costs. As an example, we could take the $10 reward that I talked about earlier and take the base, $6.90, add 33, the bonus, and divide that by 10. You get 72.3 echoes. Now what does that mean? That means for every dollar you spend, you would get 72.3 echoes. We can do this for anything. So let's compare it to something. Let's compare it to the $100 reward. 6,590, add the bonus of 328, divide that by 100, and would you look at that? Every dollar you spend, you get 69.18 echoes. You can use this method for whatever your currency is, it'll work every time. But I think it always works out the same, that the $10 reward is best no matter what currency you use. But Did you know that buying it straight from the game is not even the most efficient way possible? That's right. If you go to Google or whatever search engine you use and you type in Natisse Top-Up Shop, it'll take you here. And what you can do is go to Account Login on the left and log in using whatever method you normally would and purchase whatever package you would. And if you notice, the $10 package that we said was the most efficient in-game, it still has the same base of 690 echoes, but now it has a bonus of 69 instead of 33. That's a 36 echo difference. In US, that'd be about 50 cents every time you bought it. And if you buy from the top-up shop, you can get points, which you can use to purchase other awards, including an S Costume Unlock card. Don't get too excited. It updates once a month, and there's only one of them collectively amongst everyone in the NA server. But it's there. If you're the first one there to get it when it refreshes, you get an S tier unlock card, which I think is pretty poggies. But let's say you don't care about the points and you just want to do it fast and get your echoes real quick. What you can do is just select your server, go to IDV, copy your game ID, paste it into the game ID section, log in, and now you're logged in your account and you can just buy your echoes as you normally would. And keep in mind, I didn't have to verify anything when I did that. So you can buy echoes for your friends against their will here. Use it wisely. Keep in mind though, if you do that method, you won't get any points, so you can't buy anything from the points shop. Now, what if Natisse does a special package, which they do sometimes with certain essences? They would combine buying echoes with essences. How do you know if that's worth it? What you would do is something similar to what we did before. You would add the base of the echoes plus the bonus. Then you would add one last thing. You would take the number of essences you would get times 96, because that's how much an essence costs. Then you would divide that again by how much you're paying for it, by the dollar. What I found is that typically, if you want the essence, it is worth it to buy the package. But if you do not want the essence, it is not worth it. But again, they may change that, so I'm teaching you how to do the math yourself. The last thing I want to talk about, spending your money on essences. I know it's funny because I play a gacha game, but I don't like gambling. If I want a skin in an essence, what I do is calculate how much I would need to go to pity for that skin, and I plan on spending that much money. So how would I do that? It takes 200 essences to go to pity. You multiply that by 96, which is how much it costs to open an essence. And then you would find it costs 19,200 echoes to get a guaranteed S tier. Now that's echoes in combination with inspiration. How would you find how many echoes you need to buy? Take that 19,200 number and subtract how much inspiration you have, if you plan on using. If you don't, you would subtract 0 and the rest of the method is still the same. So I'd subtract 514. And then I would divide that by 759, which remember is what we found to be the most cost-efficient way to spend your money. And then we get 24.62. But you can't buy 0.62 of a $10 package, right? So let's round that up to 25. I would need to buy the $10 package 25 times. And the math to find out how much money that is easy. Just multiply it by 10. $250 is how much I would have to spend to guarantee an S tier. Now, I'm not getting into the exchange shop or anything because that math gets more complicated than I want to get for this video, but it will probably end up being less than $250 because of this exchange shop. So just keep that in mind. Not much cheaper, mind you. Don't count on it. It won't be much cheaper. It will be a little cheaper though. Now, what if you want an A tier? What if you want to guarantee an A tier? Let's say my luck is really bad and I go to pity every single time and I get it last. That's what I assume if there's an A tier that I want. How much money would that cost? 60 essences for a guaranteed A, multiplied by how many A tiers there are. Sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3, and sometimes it's 4. So getting a guaranteed A tier can be really tough. Now keep in mind, you can't get the same A tier twice, so this method works fine. In this case, let's multiply it by 2. So we need to open 120 essences. Again, same thing, multiply it by 96, subtract my inspiration, divide by 759, round up, times 10. I would have to spend $150 if I want to guarantee this A tier. And again, you can do that same thing for however many A tiers there are. You just have to change that one step where you multiply by how many A tiers there are. It's the only thing, then it'll all be the same. I hope that helped, my little gambling addicts. Thank you for watching this to the end. My brain is so massive that every single thought I have contains more lightning than Zeus himself. May he smite me where I stand if I lie. Throughout this game, I have massive plays, massive predictions. I am in these guys' heads more than they are. They don't understand or comprehend the boundlessness of my unending thought. Predicting survivor abilities is super important because then you can outplay them very easily. Right here, for example, I jump down, an archer hits me with an arrow, and now I recognize probably gonna crossbow me. So I back away before that happens and she doesn't get the stun. And now she's completely out of back shots. She can no longer back shot. Nice. Also, fun fact, I'm sure you guys might know this, but you just wanted to take the coaster to the first stop, do a loop around building, and by the time she gets back, she can take the coaster again, and it wastes even more time than just taking the coaster outright with someone turning the stop on. But good thing we are dressed better, and we outplayed her. Just harassed Fairly a little bit, just to put some extra pressure on them, but it looks like they don't want to go for the save before half, which is fine with me. There's a Weepy here that I am a little scared of. I don't want him to save, and he doesn't quite stun me, but I go back anyway because, again, I'm just really scared of the back door, and lo and behold, there is the meteorologist. And I'm already thinking with my massive brain how this is going to work out. And boom, terror shock. I'm 16 steps ahead of them. But yeah, no, now it's looking really good, actually. The Weepy is going to have to come for the save because Pharaoh can't. I mean, she can. In fact, I actually do get scared of the back door. But for now, I'm just going to get onto the Weepy. So right now, my mission is just to make sure that she doesn't get saved before half. She can get saved as long as she doesn't get saved before half. That's all I care about. That's what I'm doing. I'm going back, I'm guarding, I'm making sure it's an after half save. I suck back that Weepy, and I hit, and I purposely stand inside the pallet. I want him to use that. I want him to pallet stun. It's actually waste more time for him to pallet stun me than if he just saved and then threw the pallet afterwards. So that was actually on purpose. Here, I suck her back, and then watch this. I step back to the side, and she wastes her bottle, and down she blows. So Weepy gets up, but that's okay. I am hot on the pursuit. I am hot on his tail. But notice, I'm not sucking yet until he rockets, because I want to suck him out of his rocket. There you go. That's the end of the game. That is it. Pharaoh doesn't come safe, and I let her go because I am the nicest person to ever exist. Yeah, GG's. This right here is a visual representation of the acrobat. He was cracked out of his mind. I don't get outplayed super often, but it does happen, and admittedly, it is some fault of mine most of the time. I do make mistakes, and I will be pointing those out here in this game as well. But, for example, I just walk in that pile of jizz for no reason, because I have slow ulting. He's able to get over to the next kiting area, which admittedly, it's not that good of kiting area, but still, good for him. Which is usually not a good thing. This is a very weak area, but he makes very, very good use of it. So he takes that hit, and I try and cut him off with warp. But he's really fast with that reaction time, and he red balls back over to this area. And then while I'm breaking the pallet, he uses that time to make it over to this free pallet area. Then you'd think, again, that this is going to be the end for him, but he gets that red ball off really quickly, and I just missed the cutoff for my speed token. So, I messed up as well. I messed up quite a bit, actually. I was hesitating between getting the speed token and getting the hit, and I tried to be greedy and get both, and I ended up getting neither. So, is what it is. He does end up going down here by losing that pallet mind game in the end. And then Lucky Guy comes for the save. You'll notice it was really good on him. He has had that present this whole time and just waited to get that refuge until he needed it. Mike goes for the corner strat, which is fine. I kind of like this corner too. Then Norn comes for the save. And one of my bigger mistakes happens, probably the biggest mistake happens right here. He flywheels, and then I get a hit, and he pushes me back. And I get knocked back into that little, I don't know, silo thing or whatever. I should have moved a little bit to the right, and so I got stunned. Because I got stunned, I tried to overcompensate for that by using my warp. And you'll see that even though he goes down right here, and it's a really early down, I don't have warp. Warp can't carry me anymore. So now I have to walk over like a plebeian to the gate instead of taking the royal carpet with warp. And they just get out. It's rough. GG's. We've seen good batters, and everyone knows we've seen bad batters on my channel. But I don't think we've seen someone who was both at the exact same time. This man was both cracked and chopped. And the turnaround, once again, just somehow always working. But it's cheerleader, so it doesn't really matter too much. She'll just run away, because, you know, she can. But I had 2 speed tokens, so it didn't really matter. I just ended up getting a pretty decent early hit on her anyway. And then I get a actually pretty good early down. The furthest cipher is 70, and that's with the prisoner's help. So, not bad. Batter, obviously here to save. I have wanted order on him, so I just clearly see him. And I don't get that hit, and I use a speed token for no fucking reason. Didn't need to do that. He gets a pretty good save off, actually. Pretty decent save. But then he doesn't pallet stun me, for some reason. But then, he gets a pretty good flywheel. So, a lot just happened there. He smacks me away. I just pick up the cheer and down her immediately. And he already has used his ball recharge, so he can't do it again. And so I can just pick her up for free now. Painter coming in for the save. And holy shit, he already has a painting he can make. I swear to God, when I play Painter, it takes like 10 million billion years. When other people play Painter, you get like the instant they see me, they have it, and I don't understand. Anyway, he takes Tide, which is interesting, but I guess someone had to on their team. You'd see her a little bit through the wall, but also I didn't really need that because where else would she have gone? I didn't see her running in the distance, so she had to be behind that pallet, right? So she's chaired and she's gone, but I actually didn't know the painter was here. I only knew I was chasing the Luca. I just kind of figured I wouldn't find the painter. I'll chase the Luca, but then the Luca ended up running towards the painter, so I got him for free anyway, which is kind of funny. You see me kind of edging going into Shack because I'm really scared of batter saving, but then I just full commit. I stop edging and I just go in. And my fears were proven right, because he does just get the save as soon as I break the connection. Then I immediately go back, and Painter places the painting down, but Batter, my savior, stops me from having to look at that god-awful painting. He knocks me out of it like the Chad he is. And I just got that down. Pretty good. A Batter has to try and harass a little bit longer and stall out for last cipher. But I get a pretty decent early hit on him, and I just walk back to the painter, because what's he gonna do about it? Nothing. And then it stops just short of me. He almost got it, but not quite. Literally at my feet. And he did end up grabbing that ball, but he's still here for some reason, so I try and down him. And then he gets a pretty good knockback. He stops me from getting my win tokens and sucking him. Pretty good. That was his last ball. He is now neutered. Obviously, Luca coming in for the save. I was kind of expecting Luca to shock me out of my suck, but he didn't, which was very interesting. And now you'll notice no one has resources. Painters out of paintings and batters out of balls. So I just chair this Luca. There's no way they're going to get a good save no matter who comes. So now all I have to do is just down this painter and they'll have a really botched save for endgame. That said, it wasn't even primed. So my 5-head planning was for nothing. Yeah, that is the end of the game. They just pop and I let batter leave. I'm a fucking nice guy. Yeah, good game. I am the ultimate basement dweller. This priestess has nothing on me. I've been confined to my mother's basement for 17 years, and nothing is taking me out. Not even her portals. Basement camp is overpowered. I'm sure you guys know that. It's really hard to save against him, even if you're good at the game, which these guys are. Again, these are all former peak tiers. Nonetheless, I was just better. It's why I make the big bucks. It's still not used to fool's gold. I've already missed a couple of pickaxes that I could have made, just like that one. I could have easily hit her. The ground was already broken beneath her. It's just things I don't think about. I finally get her down, and since I take Giant Claw, I can actually make basement here. I don't care that Entra's there. She can stun her out. It's not a big deal. And by the way, if someone's trying to body block, you don't want to aim at the person that you want to hit. You want to aim next to them, because your hitbox will pick that up. I'll show a diagram. I'll show you guys what I mean. But like, you don't ever want to swing at the person. You want to swing next to the person. Here, Priestess is really determined to finish that Cypher. I thought she was gonna get off. That's why I didn't throw the axe earlier. It is what it is, right? But it just confused me for a second. Putting my rock down, just prepping up. Smack down that meteorologist, and then I just put her right back on chair. They send in the Ench again for some reason. Priestess is soon to follow though. She puts a portal down, and now they're both here. I break the portal. I probably should have prioritized pickaxing the chair, just cause then they wouldn't be able to save it all. But this was a probably close second thing to do. Good flywheel from the Ench. She gives me a very small stun, and then I just give her a little bit of a hit. That's enough to scare her away completely, so I can go back to the meteorologist and just put her on chair. Early switching to abnormal, because it will save me a lot of time in this game, and notice that took away, like, what, 55% of that Cypher? Which you'll notice actually does save the game later on. I don't find any real people, I just find Mechbot. Sorry to inform you, George is not a real person. Maybe I'll get cancelled for this in 20 years, but robots aren't real people. I do eventually find the Priestess. She is on chip though, so it's not gonna be too hard to down her. She's using a portal. Again, I might have been able to chip her there. I'm still not too sure when I should and should not chip. There, that was an obvious one. She was trying to portal through a wall. I just throw the chip on her. Obviously, the Ench can't come for the save, so it's going to be the mechanic who does that. Now we're just playing a game where she can't get chipped, or she goes down immediately. It's one of my favorite games to play. Let's see if she wins. Got past the first one. What about the second? Nope. And she goes down and out for the count. Now, game's not quite over. I mean, it is, but watch one thing that I do. Watch this tech real quick. I drop the mechanic at the perfect time. That Ench cancels the drop animation, and I can swing on her immediately. That was planned, mind you. That was not an accident. And if you look at the Cypher progress, we see that Abnormal did save me here. So the Abnormal switch is huge, and you guys should try it a little bit more often. Yeah, GG's. This game I did something that was really weird. Really abnormal, even. I really like Trump Card. I feel like it's a lot more versatile and nuanced than people think. It's not that versatile and nuanced, but it's more than people realize. This game I switched to abnormal extremely early, and my chat flamed me for this, by the way, but it got me the win. And I'll show you why, and I'll explain why when it happens. But for now, watch me perfectly time that barmaid down. Oof, oof, perfect. And she goes on this chair, and I just sit around for a while because they Celta after half, and Gravekeeper is giving tinnitus. Once he finally rescues, he doesn't body block, and I instantly get that down. And then I turn my attention to the child. Now, this is where all the shenanigans happens. Immediate switch to abnormal, and I conk that Cypher. But why? Why do I do that? Because it slows down the game a lot. That was 60% on a Cypher. 60% on a Cypher, mind you, that the Gravekeeper and the Enchantress are not here. So I get the child down, just by the hairs of my chinny chin chin, and I chair over by the Cypher that I have normaled. Gravekeeper does come for the save. I knock him out of his shovel, and I'm trying to make this an after half rescue. Again, he's scared to save because I'm Norton. It's what I'm good at. And I'm able to do that just again by the hairs of my chinny chin chin. The hairs of my chinny chin are really getting some work today. They're really carrying the game. This little girl is about to do something I didn't know you could do. Because why should she be able to do this? Honestly, they should probably remove this from the game. I think that's stupid. She can hop onto Gravekeeper while he's in a shovel. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's a hot pick. I don't know. And he just goes down right after he hops out of the shovel because I wait for it. And I decide it's not worth it to chase the child because the cipher is right here. And you're gonna notice, I don't care that the Ench is trying to balloon rescue. I actually want her to balloon rescue so I can get her hat right there. And I actually should have abnormaled, by the way. I should have abnormaled because the Ench was running herself into a corner. So by the time I was done abnormaling, I'd still be able to get her. Those 2 chips saved my life. If I didn't get those, I probably would have lost the game. Or at least it would have been a lot harder. Because the little girl isn't around, so it probably wouldn't have mattered anyway. I abnormal it again, and now that's pretty much GG's. Little girl is going to attempt the save, so I drop the Ench. And thank God I am not an FPS player, because what was that? Little girl goes down though, and again, she's after half, so what can she do? Nothing. She's gone, and now I'm putting the Ench on the chair. To be completely honest, I thought she was gonna struggle out. She didn't. Chat redeemed a 4K, so I had to go get that. He got crows after searching in a chest for a bit, which is fine. I cut him off from the dungeon. And then he runs back to this kiting area. I take 10 billion years to put that rock down, just to block it off so he can't run through. And now he can do nothing. He just goes down. Yeah, GG's. Back mains, correct me if I'm wrong, but there's always one thing you think about. One thing you go to sleep thinking about. One thing you wake up thinking about. One thing every day when you Q ranked you hope happens. The hunter forgets that you have a bot and you save yourself off of chair. Well, that mech dream became a reality today for this one mechling. I was so fucking laser focused on the moving survivors that I forgot mech has a bot she can do things with, but that also became their downfall in the end, relying on the bot. So here, I'm chasing this here, got a pretty good early hit. You'll notice that I'm just letting him run away, because I want him to be in a position that when I warp on him, he has nowhere to go, and he just gets downed for free. Bird, and you wait out flywheel. Pretty good early first down. And I am bringing him back over to Geisha House because he's used a pallet here, a very good pallet. So it's a worse kiting area in general. Obviously, Knight is going to be the one who comes for the save. I'm not going to let him though. Honestly, it was a little bit of luck that I got that predict off. That scared the shit out of me. I deadass thought I was gonna get hit by that. So I hit this here, and I want to greed a little bit for this Knight down. So I try to do that, but I end up not getting it because he gets off that second hit predict. And I could have chased him a little bit longer, but I didn't want to lose the seer, so I felt it more prudent. Go back and get him. And lo and behold, he is just hanging out in the corner. Ciphers are still pretty mediocre right now, which is very good for me, and I chaired next to someone who's decoding. So I just chased them off their cipher, which again, also good for me. And I use a speed boost and impulsive long hit, so I get that hit before he's able to do anything. Once again, almost hit by the tram. Second time this game. I don't know what's up with me in that tram. Just besties, I guess. Yep. And now this is his last chair, and he's gone. I saw wanted order on mech, so I decided to just warp onto her. And now I'm just gonna chase her. She doesn't have bot to body block with. It's too late in the game. There's no way she kept it. All I have to do is just wait out flywheel here, and then down her. Now Knight is not able to save. It's going to have to be the painter that saves. And I'm checking for ciphers right now. And I just saw him move in the corner. He failed to hide a little bit. Running in the wrong direction. Don't know what that was about, but hey, I will take it. and get that down. And this is where I lost the plot. This is where my memory is fucking amnesia tier. I forget. I see the knight decoding and I'm like, oh, Freelo. It's a dub already. I don't have to worry about anything. And then mech gets saved and I'm baffled, bamboozled, confused. I don't know what happened. And then I remembered, oh yeah, she has a bot. But that's okay, because she ran into clear view of where I could see her. So get an instant down. And mind you, I didn't notice when she got rescued because I thought she was for sure just gone. So I didn't notice it was after half. So me going to the dungeon means nothing. Kind of. It kind of means nothing. You're gonna notice it actually mattered a little bit later on. So yeah, I rush over to the painter, see him put the painting down, and immediately dash into the wall to avoid looking at it. I am overcautious of this painting. I eventually just took it. I think it was by accident too. I don't even think I meant to do that. But yeah, no, he gets his second painting off. I don't think that was a full painting. You'll notice, Knight picked up the fucking mech bot. Knight went into dungeon and picked up the mech bot. Just fucking crazy work. I sucked them away specifically because I don't think there's enough bot left for them to pop it, but they do. But not enough left for that body block. It went away just in time, or I don't know, that's how it looked to me. I can't tell, man. But yeah, the downfall of the mech bot, the epic highs and lows of mech. Yeah, he does not save, he just gets out, and that is game. Yeah, good game. And Merry Christmas to all the good girls and boys, which is none of you. Everyone is mean to me, especially these survivors, which is why Santa turned the tables and is punishing them. These evil little gremlins have gone on unpunished for too long. It's about time Gramps stamped up and put them in their place. Now, don't mind me getting lost. It's all a part of the process. My chat kept asking, well, one person in particular kept asking me to play Listen Leo with no persona. And I thought that would be a fun idea for a Christmas video, especially because I have a Santa costume on Leo's memory. Oh, Merry Christmas, guys. But yeah, I ran Listen, but I do have a persona. That's it. I didn't actually really need it. I never changed my trait and I never used the tension. So I really could have gone this game with no persona. Oh, this is ranked, by the way. This is a ranked game. Young Merchant gets locked pretty early, and then she just kind of runs around with her head off for a little bit until she puts down her catapult. And then it's a circle, so I can put her in basement. I don't know what happened there. Basement's huge. I put my puppet down because, I don't know, camp. Merc? Yeah, he padded. He did for sure pad. I don't, you know. It happened. And he gets hit by my puppet, but then I hit him on accident instead, so big yikers from me. But that's okay, surely it won't matter, right? Oh, I forgot to break that, didn't I? That's okay. Archer hits with a bow, and good fly with it. So now Archer is here to bother me while the toy merchant wants the kite. Good flywheel from her though. She does end up getting downed by my magma, and then obviously Archer won't let me just pick her up. See this Archer harassing me? No wonder she doesn't get any presents. Pole would be too good for her. So I send out my magma, my goat of the game, just for a little bit of a smack. And because of that, she doesn't get a fully charged shot, but she does end up back-shotting me. So she pallet stuns me, but my fucking goat, my magma, oh my god, I love him. He's the actual MVP of this game. Just walks up through the pallet like a G. The answer here, obviously. I try and pull off that trick where you can smack someone while you're teleporting with your red puppet. Doesn't work, obviously. Archer comes back just to try and get another bow on me. Again, my goat, the magma, coming out clutch again. Trying to pincer her on one side so she's forced to throw that pallet. Doesn't work though, because that pressure he puts on her. Now obviously, Dancer is the one that I feel like is going to cover the save, because she's still full health, but she's decoding. And so what my idea is, I still have that first puppet down in the basement, so I want to give it life if I can, but I don't know exactly how I gain flames, but I eventually get enough, and I breathe life into it, and then watch this. Marked. Yeah, and then they just surrender. So all the naughty children were punished accordingly. Thanks, Santa. You're the best. They over-supported this doctor to the point where it was like Discord mods supporting their e-kitten. They harassed too much. So what normally would have been basically like a 3 to 5 cipher kite, a 1 full cipher kite with 3 being half, which is really good, don't get me wrong, but they still kind of had to sacrifice progress for it, and it got me full presence. It kind of in the end just wasn't really worth it. So a good early hit there, but just letting you guys know this is a very, very high ranked doctor, so she is really good. She knows what she's doing. I don't want to take away from that. But I just warped onto her to try and stop that heal, get her really, really fast down. I was not able to. Her healing is cracked. And there we go. First Discord mod out to help the E-Kitten. She's purring like crazy with that. Discord mod number 2, here's the Priestess portal. And I confirm that if I go through, I will not get pallet stun, which is very nice. And Discord mod number 3, and he's even sacrificing his balls to help his E-Kitten. What a generous knight. I kind of hear her healing a little bit, I'm not too sure where, and then I do eventually see her. And I get a very, very nice hit on her. This Discord mod is very thirsty for his E-Kitten's attention. He gets me again, but he's able to recover his ball this time at least. Again, getting a very good hit on me. And I return the favor by getting a hit on him. She has healed so much, by the way. I haven't even counted, but it's at least 6 times. It's crazy how much she's healed because of all the support she's getting. But again, look at Cyphers. They're not like the best. And I'm already full presence. I fucked up again right there just by getting hit by that. And then she has E-Jerk, so I kind of fuck up by looping around and just giving her a free opportunity to hop that pallet. Finally get her down just there though. Not gonna lie, their ciphers are not that bad. Pretty decent actually. Later on you're gonna see me stuff a rescue twice, so that does help the game a lot, but still, I don't know if all the cipher progress is worth it. It really depends on the hunter. Genuinely might be for Nightwatch. Not too sure. Battery is here to harass. I wait out the flywheel and just got a good hit on him, so now he can't save. So now I'm gonna force the Weepy to save, who might have come to save anyway, but he's at a cipher, so he's gonna have to leave that for now. Better still try to support, but I am too fucking fast for him and he couldn't get there in time. He gets a very, very good ball off there. I smacked the baby. And you should have seen me, I was like fucking yelling. I was like, oh my god, I got this, I got this, I got this. And I did get that, and then I also got that hit. Now you're gonna see here, I'm gonna chair the Weepy first, because if Batter wants to use his ball, he won't have it for the doctor, and Weepy's already used all his rockets. So even if he gets free, it really wouldn't have mattered. And now Batter's on the ground, so I can just chair the doctor for free. Notice this last cipher is still at 60, so that's what I was kind of saying about cipher progress. Again, they got really good cipher progress, I just don't know if it was worth getting me full presence for, which Doctor does tend to do that. So here, I see Batter running over to the cipher that's going to be primed, and so I'm just trying to hit the Priestess and force a save. I do. I force the save. And they get a good body block from the Priestess. And in the game, I'm not sure how primed the cipher is, so I just chair the Priestess so they cannot get a good rescue off. Because the cipher might have been primed, and if it was primed and Batter got to it and I smacked Weepy, it kind of just would have been a tie, I think. And watch what happens here. Like, I actually kind of think it's primed already, so that's why I'm kind of sucking him, because I think it's primed instead of just hitting him. I fuck up my dash there, and he runs in an interesting direction. I don't think he should have gone this way, but I mean, it is what it is. He probably would have got down no matter where he went, but still. Also, I take announcement, so I knew that Batter went through the portal to get to the Priestess. Also, she just got saved, so it's not that hard to tell. And then they split up, which is interesting. I don't know why they decided to do that. If you want to get a tie, you can't really split up. That, I guess you can if you're trying to get dungeon, but yeah, that's GG's. Go with the game. Time to do something this community loves more than anything. Docs and clip farm. This is indeed the first antiquarian and the first painter. 2 things I want you to know. Don't feel bad if you have a bad game, because these are literally 2 of the people that are apex predators in ID, and they make mistakes too. And that's okay. And the second thing that I want you to know is that this game was like 4 months ago. This is not the current first painter and antiquarian. So if you're trying to flame somebody, tough cookies, it's not the current ones. I felt like enough time has passed that I could post this and show you how awesome I am. Yeah, look at that. Has not used her staff at all. Now, the third thing that I want you to know is that I'm sick. I'm sorry about my voice. Yikers. Fourth thing that I want you to know, I should not have hit that lucky guy. That was a mistake. That could have been an after half rescue. If only I was better. Good flywheel though. A lot of staff hits. Not much I can do about that, right? I get a good hit on her, but it's a shared charge, so nothing really happens. I get flared, is what it is. Now here's where the magic really happens, right? This is where her first badge really shines through. Boop, boop, and one final boop. And I'm sent back into the abyss. But I can TP, so that's alright. After a little cat and mouse, I get her through the wall, and now she's one hair's breadth away from going down. I love TPing on 2-story with Elva. It's a fun mechanic. Spoiler, no one comes to save her, and she's just gone on this chair. But time to get the painter. First after first, I have no fear. I'm the better player, and I know that. Puts down a quick painting, he gets a full one off. Really shown those painter skills there. Now here, I don't know what this was. I am stupid. I don't know. He goes down though. Lucky guy healed himself. Though I didn't know that. I kind of thought he was with the novelist, so yeah. Eventually the novelist does come for the save. There's no use in trying to after half save it, it's painting. That after half saves aren't a thing for him. He gets his last painting off. Really good. A long hit there for some reason. I don't know, man. Terror shocked. Boy oh boy, do I wish he was connected to a color. Man, that would have been so good. I would have gotten 2 people down right there. Oh well, it is what it is. He still has a lot of time left on his chair. So the lucky guy heals himself, and then he comes back, and he almost has enough time to save him, but not quite. My stuns are too powerful for him. He does a good job of avoiding that stun, but he can't avoid that second one because I jumped straight onto him. And it's looking pretty rough for him because it is. I try and stun him through the wall, but I don't quite get it. But again, he has no resources, he doesn't have flow, he doesn't really have anything, there's not much he can do right now. The best he can hope for is a double pop with that Cypher next to us, in combination with another Cypher that the novelist would be working on. But nothing is even remotely close enough for that. So, he just goes down, goes on chair, and that's the end of the game. The novelist doesn't come rescue, I think I surrender. But yeah, GG's. I have never been filled more with an unbridled rage than I have been talking to airlines. I got so upset with them, and I don't do this very often. I got so upset with them, I told her I was very disappointed with them. Yeah, so she is going to be feeling that one for a week. And I feel a little bad about it, but I had to say something. Over the holidays, I visited my fiance in Canada. I flew there because I live in California. So, it was the only option, and I took the cheapest flight possible, which the customer service I got, I guess it's what I should be expecting with how much I paid, right? My first flight going there was delayed by 3 hours, but I missed my connecting flight because of that. So what did they tell me? Oh, I'm so sorry, we'll get you on the next available flight. Well, that'd be great if the next available flight wasn't for 8 hours and I'd have to spend overnight in the Toronto airport. By the way, I've spent more time in that airport than I have in my own home at this point. Luckily, I planned ahead and I bought some food and I ate while I was depressed sitting in the airport. just trying to eat my sorrows away. But don't worry, that top worst experience did not last long, because on my way home, they topped my worst experience ever. On my way back, my flight was delayed again by 3 hours, and again I missed my connecting flight. I call them up and say, hey, can you get me on the next flight? They tell me, yeah, we can get you on the next flight. Like, okay, great. I hope this one doesn't take like 8 hours to get to, right? Of course not, that'd be ridiculous. This one will take 48 hours to get to. What did you just say to me? I flew Porter. Their policy is that if they cannot get me a flight within 48 hours, they will get me a flight with another airline. And so, sure enough, they got me another flight within 48 hours. But technically, it was exactly 48 hours away from my original flight. Genuinely, in that moment, I've never felt more rage in my life than I have at that one moment. And so I asked her, okay, well, since I have to be here for 2 days, can you at least let me stay in a hotel? She said, sorry, we don't control that. You have to talk to people at the front and see if you can get a hotel voucher. Okay, well, can you at least give me a refund? A partial refund, because you're making me stay here for 2 days and you're probably not even going to pay for my hotel. She said, yeah, you can fill out a message with our back office, but probably not. I'm like, well, what the fuck can you do for me then? This is probably one of the worst experiences I've ever had, and I am a frequent flyer. I fly all the time, and I've never had this happen to me, and it pissed me off so much. What I ended up doing is I just bought another ticket from a different airline. Mind you, she did tell me that she looked for other airlines, but she couldn't find anything in the 2 days going out. And it took me 30 seconds to look for myself for another airline leaving that day. So, I don't know what's going on with them, but they suck. Anyway, that was my rant.
With that, the 2025 season comes to an end. Good night.